welcome to Claret and Blue and a very different video today titled something like Why I'm Leaving the Press Box for the Holte End, as per your piece this morning. Explain.
It feels like this is your life, kind of. This is your Villa life in the press box. So yeah, stepping away, 4 years. It's been incredible. Can't believe I'm doing it. It's weighed heavily on me. Such a tough decision to make, Dan.
Yeah.
But I think I made the right one. You'll know yourself in a few years when your little one's a bit older. It's family reasons, that's why.
Yeah.
It's my daughter's coming up to 4 now. She wants a weekends with her daddy back. And yeah, you don't get to do that doing the Villa, which, yeah, tough decision. But I think I made the right call.
You have.
Yeah.
Family is the key, isn't it? That's the right decision to do that. We're going to go through kind of your favourite moments, the best game you've been to, and all those kind of things, and kind of dive a little bit deeper into almost like the dream job and leaving it behind and all those kind of things. The piece you've written this morning has resonated with a lot of people and kind of wishing you well and all those kind of things. I know you were saying before we started, it's a bit of an emotional thing to read through those.
I'm crying, man, yeah, that lump in my throat.
It's a big deal, isn't it? It really is. Like, and our paths crossed to a similar extent that you started just before I did here as well. You were in the summer of that year and I was September of the same year, so it was the Dean Smith's first season back and then the lockdown, and so yeah, it's been a wild 4 years, I guess, and probably a strange 4 years to cover. Let's go right back to the start. I don't know how long this video is going to be. There's not really much plan to it, but when you got the job, just explain how that came about first of all, because that was a bit of a story in itself. It
was a bit of a story, yeah. So I basically gave up on the football writing kind of dream. I went for 2 jobs previously on the football desk to write about the Villa, my dream job. Matt Kendrick said don't fancy it. Not this time, Ash. Went again. Nah, sorry, Ash. And then third time, I'm just doing my usual job. Matt's sitting behind me, and that one summer, he said, "Ash, you fancy being my Villa writer?" I went, pulling my leg at you. I did enjoy my job at the time. I'm thinking, but no, listen. In a heartbeat, I was like blown away. Didn't feel real, and to land it, and yeah, next thing you know, I was on a jet to America. So yeah, incredible, and I owe Matt so much.
Yeah. So you came from as a news reporter first and foremost, and that's, spoiler alert, where you're going back to. You're still staying with the company, but back to the news department.
Yeah.
What is it about news that you love so much?
It's the people, telling people stories, speaking to people. Obviously, football's a closed circle anyway. You don't get to speak to players at all. You get the manager once a week, and that's about it, really. Well, doing the Villa beat as I did, I like the fan stories as well. Those hard done by, whether the season tickets are being moved, or I really enjoyed the fan aspect of fan stories covering Villa. So that's from a news background. Fell in love with news, Dan. Didn't intend on doing it. Started at the Tamworth Herald. I think it's still going now. I just love good stories, good people stories, and getting out there, speaking to people. And like you say, football clubs now, they don't allow you to do that as much. And if they do, it's down to Sky get it, or the big broadcasters. So yeah, shame really. But yeah, going back to news in the city, I love getting amongst the people who are hard done by, giving them a voice. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah, and from a work perspective, away from the physical job of it, that's a more normal 9 to 5. It's not weekend work. It's not travelling the lengths and breadths of the country, late nights, early mornings. Yeah. From a family perspective of, I want to spend more time with my daughter at home, having a more normal job. That's part of the reason. It
is, yeah. But beforehand, when I was on news as well, if there was anything live happening, crashes or scenes, I was down in pyjamas anyway, filming burning pubs and all sorts. So Zara was like, "Where are you going, Ash? Got to go get some video." But I won't be doing that in this job. I'll be covering more council-y stuff, Birmingham Council as well. So holding those at power to account and giving those a hard done by a voice, like I've said. So yeah, it'd be not as glamorous as going to behind police tape and that kind of stuff, but more the local government kind of thing. So yeah, get my teeth stuck into that, and yeah,
and we'll excel at that. By the way, you'll be very good at that. Let's talk about the dream job then. I put that in air quotes because we're John Townley, by the way, is off camera, and he will know as much as we do about what it's actually like to do this job day to day. From the outside looking in, I've seen your Twitter feed this morning of, "Oh, Ash, it's been the dream job for you. You must be gutted to leave." And I know you are, and it is the dream job, of course. But it's not the glamorous dream job that some people might expect it to be. So a little bit of insight into that, like you said, the late nights and things like that. And it's difficult, isn't it? Because like I said, we're in the industry and we're speaking to fans who might not kind of appreciate what it's like sometimes. For you to say, "Oh, I've got to get up early to go to wherever," Well, yeah, but you're going to watch Villa and you're going to report on it, and some people would love to do that, but like I said, it's not as glamorous as it. Is there a way that you can put that into better words than I just have?
Well, yeah, you see my bags under my eyes. The late nights is just one of the things. I mean, your away games, for example, you're up and down the motorway, tiring. You're talking an 18-hour day there. You're getting back. You're filing your analysis for the morning when you get home. Lots of stuff to do. And yeah, it's just very taxing. Every day you're under, your reputation's on the line every day, and that pressure. You're carrying the weight of the club on your shoulders and the fan base. And I want to be the best I can be. And everyone comes to me for some answers now and again. What's happening, Ash, with this and that? You're never off your phone. You're scrolling all day long, all night. So yeah, it's constant. It's 24/7. Takes over your life. Don't get me wrong, it's brilliant. Great job covering my club. The most passionate. I won't cover any other club. It's that element of it, just the pressure. Your reps on the line every day, and you're the voice, aren't you, of your local paper? No better job in football for me. Aston Villa writer for the Birmingham Mail. I wouldn't want to work for a national or nothing. And it's
because you want that local element. You want part of it. Yeah.
I'm born in Birmingham. This is my city, and this is my club. Best job in football for me.
And from a match day specifically, I mean, the lockdown season is probably the exception to the rule, because you were one of the lucky ones in the stadium when thousands couldn't be. So that was very different. But on a match day, yes, you're there being paid to write about Villa and come on the podcast and speak about them, and you've got a great seat in the stadium. But for the most part, you're sat like this, typing away, and you might glance up every so often. You don't really get to appreciate Unai Emery's Aston Villa from where you are. And it's, yes, you get a bit behind the scenes at a press and whatnot, but being sat where you are, I don't want to say it's the worst seat in the ground, because it's still a very privileged position, but you'd rather be in the Holte end watching the game.
It can be very soulless at times. Yeah, with the live blog going on, you're constantly got your head down, following updates for that. Yeah, very rarely watch the game, hence more dodgy player ratings, as everyone will say, which I got hammered about. I won't miss them, by the way, player ratings.
No, but you won't.
Yeah, it can be soulless, and that COVID experience, I was the COVID reporter, as it were. I was the lucky few in games, up and down the motorway on your own, in the stadium on your own. Watching the game, okay, good privilege. You're at the stadium, you can hear a pin drop, you hear the players, and you back off down the motorway, getting in at 3-4 in the morning from Brighton and stuff like that, and you're up next day, and it's
with
relentless.
With a little one.
With a little one as well, yeah. It's relentless, mate, yeah.
And I don't want this to paint this picture of like, Ashley Preece, woe is me, I'm travelling around here, because it's not that at all. But I can imagine, and I've seen comments already like, why are you leaving? It's such a dream job. But I'm trying to kind of paint that aspect for the side for you as well. In terms of the good side of it, what's the favourite moment you've had for your 4 years? Because it's been a whirlwind 4 years. Yeah,
the favourite moment, there's plenty, mate. Just getting the job in the first place. I mean, Matt having the faith in me. Yeah. It was a big gamble at the time. I had no real football experience, to be honest. Straight from a news background. And like you say, being the voice and of the fans and having that fan aspect of things was brilliant. Some of my notes here.
That's fine.
Pre-season tours, obviously. Going to America, that was still feels like a dream, that one. And following them in Europe, Leipzig, Rennes, and then the Australia one was just a once in a lifetime. I'll never forget that trip, being down there, 15,000 miles from home, and people coming up to you like you're their best mate. It's mind blowing. I said, I'm only Ash from Great Bar. What's going on? People coming up to you, it's brilliant. So the pre-season tours are immense.
That Australia one, I mean, the Leipzig stuff and the Rennes is slightly different, and that first one, Minnesota, was before my time working here as well. But the Australia one, I know we work closely on, you sending loads of video back for us to share on social media and things like that. Villa launching the away kit in some Australian
Raffles
hotel or whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, unbelievable things like that. The games out there as well. You sending back videos of like the Australian town hall. Like people are like, I've watched the podcast, love the podcast. It's like, that's such an unreal kind of magical experience almost. That like I could ask you here your favourite moment, and the easy answer would be, this game or that game. It's not really about the matches, is it? It's about the experience of it all for you, specifically that loves the kind of the fan side of things.
Fan side of things are massive for me. Yeah, the weekly Q&As, I miss doing them. Had a few comments today about that. Who's going to do the Q&As now? But they'll still be going, I'm sure. Yeah, love interacting with fans. Fans are the best aspects of it for me. They drive the club forwards. They always will, always have done, always will be. And yeah, just getting amongst the fans is the best part about the job, for sure. I'm one of them.
You obviously work with a couple of managers week to week. Their predecessor, Dean Smith, Steven Gerrard, Unai Emery, a couple of caretakers in there as well. Who's the easiest to deal with?
Easiest to deal with? It's just a tough one, really, because I didn't really have that connection with Dean, given it was COVID after the first 6 months. So
you're behind
Zoom calls were hard work, really. Didn't never give much away either, in terms of team news or giving too much. But I was in awe of Dean Smith to start with as well. He had that whole Villa fan the manager, Villa fan the captain, Grealish, Villa fan the reporter. He was riding the crest of a wave. We're all Villa here, aren't we? Kind of thing, and that was brilliant. So, but yeah, I know he gets a lot of stick, but Gerrard was good to deal with. You know, he was. He'd give you so much detail in his answer. He'd call out players. Chuck Mawaker, for example, the contract. He said, "Yeah, I'm leaving him here." He's very straight batty, Gerrard, and he says it how it was. He give you a lot of detail in terms of his recruitment side of things, and he's a nice bloke. He was a nice bloke. He bit me head off at Ellen Road for the Archer stuff, but he was a decent bloke who give you a lot with his answers, a lot of his time, and he was quite fair.
Have you got a best press conference moment? Obviously, the one that people will recognise you for is the Klopp thing. Just funny, isn't it?
Don't know about the story behind that.
No, is there a story behind that?
Well, yeah, so Villa lost 1-0, didn't they? Gerrard's first game at Anfield, blah-de-blah. Game's finished. We're on Zoom still at this point. Game's finished. I'm there. Player ratings tapping up. Jurgen Klopp's there on the Zoom. Hi, guys. Jurgen's here. I'm there. Got Jurgen next to me. I thought, get a line on what Klopp thinks of Villa or Klopp rages at Villa. I'd read. I quite like reading what the opposition managers think of Villa.
Yeah.
But the question was a bit dodgy, don't get me wrong. So he's there. Klopp's there for about 10, 15 seconds. I'm like, no, the Liverpool lad's asking a question now.
So you were the first to ask?
I was the first to ask, yeah.
That explains a lot. Okay,
that's what threw him, I think.
Yeah.
My accent did as well, don't get me wrong. But so he's there for 15 seconds. I'm like, a bit awkward this is. Go on then, I'll jump in then. And I tried to explain myself like a dafty I am. Hi, Jurgen. Can you hear me? Yeah, Sam, got you.
Yeah, thanks, Jurgen. Just your thoughts on how Villa lined up today and how Villa played. I'm the opposition reporter. Just your take on Villa today for me, please.
Sorry, what?
Basically apologising for asking the first question. I'm the opposition reporter. What do you think about Villa today? Your take on Villa today for me, please.
Which is a fine question.
It's a rubbish question, though.
I thought you were the last because all the Liverpool lads would have gone out the way.
That's what I thought. Yeah. So I was first. I thought, yeah, get out the way. But I should have had a better line of questioning in it. Coupled with the 100-mile-an-hour Brummie accent, it threw him. But he did answer me in the end. He did. And he said, "Oh yeah, we were a better team, blah blah blah." But yeah, that sticks out. And obviously, Gerrard, Ellen Road, Villa struggling at the time. Got Archer on the bench, need a goal, doesn't bring him on, and he just lost his head at me. Yeah, he just lost it. You've asked me 25 questions about Villa since yesterday or something. 19 have been about Archer. I went miles off it. I haven't. And then he's walked out. You got a friend of the family. Something's going on.
Is there anything else that you'll miss?
I'll miss the whole job, like I've said. The Q&As, the tours, just being in the press box with the colleagues. I look up to the colleagues, like, given where my background I've come from. Your John Percy's, your Neil Moxley's, people like that. Greg Evans, Matt Mayer, who I've spent a lot of time with as well, the local guys. And just people on the national press pack I look up to. You know what I mean? It's just for a kid from Great Bar to be working alongside them, watching how they operate. I took a lot from them all, how they ask questions. Being the Villa reporter as well. Like I said in the piece I did today, I pinch myself every day to be that. It's just dream come true. And I like the 5 things the following morning of a game. I do like putting them together. That's the whole, put it all into a long piece. They tend to be my best pieces. I do miss my 5 things, talking points kind of thing. And the whole job, I will miss it, that day today, the high profile of it. And being at press boxes up and down the country, seeing players, managers, how they operate. It's just being on the ground. It's just a phenomenal job, and to follow the team you put. When Villa win as well, no feeling like it. You're dancing around in the kitchen Sunday morning, cooking the breakfast up. It's brilliant. Makes your weekend. So more of the same, please, Villa.
But as much as you'll miss all that, when you're there next season, Saturday morning, and you're taking your little one to the playground or something, you'll have forgotten all about driving up to wherever and
I'll be doing
being behind the scenes.
Swimming.
It'll be and that'll be like years down the line. That's what you'll remember. So absolutely the right decision, in my opinion. As much as we'll be sad to see you go. So when you pass over the pen, so to speak, to the next person who becomes Aston Villa reporter for the Birmingham Mail, what would your message to them be?
I think I'm going to pass over Claret and Blue baton. Yeah, son. Message: just enjoy the ride. Be you, be yourself. Don't try and follow anyone else. Just embrace it. I think we're exciting here and now. I think European tours. Be busy, matches, be full on. That's how Emery likes it. That's how you've got to like it. And just embrace it. it's one hell of a job, and nothing like it. Enjoy it. It's your time now, kind of thing, and just ride with it. It's going to be incredible. I'll be following along. I'll be there, commenting on your podcasts. Yeah, it'll be
change the intro music. It's crap.
yeah. I'll be there, mate. Yeah, can't wait to watch along as a fan this time.
Yeah, a different way of looking at it. Let's talk about the podcast very quickly as well. Obviously, your job is predominantly written more than it is the podcast, and from my point of view, obviously more podcast than written. You'll do your previews after a post-match show or after a presser, or you do the occasional post-match one. But you're at the game, so we rely on you to cover from the stadium rather than jumping on to chat with me and Matt, or you do a Q&A in the week or whatever, or interviews. We did Cutler together, and you did Alan Hutton.
Hutton was good, yeah.
If you had to pick a favourite podcast moment, put it on the spot slightly, is there anything that stands out?
Podcast
those
moment?
Interviews?
Yeah, a moment. Ooh, I did like the Alan Hutton one. It was great. I thought he was really good. I reached out to him a while ago now. I always wanted to do Hutton because no one knew his real story. He had such a story as well. Think how long he was there for, how many managers he's passed. I know he's been a lot on telly, punditry wise, and doing Rangers and doing Europe and whatnot. So people would have thought, we see a lot of Hutton anyway, but I thought there's a story to tell there. He went to Mallorca, he's seen a lot of it. So that was a good one to get, and the feedback was great for that one.
One of the best we've done.
Yeah, brilliant. Cutler was great with his time. Gabby one was good at the start. This is before pre-talk sport Gabby, this was. Talking about buying his first Lacoste tracksuit when he made it. And Gabby was really good. Always wanted to do Gabby, but I like him in person, so hopefully that's more the same. We'd like I say, we did have Dean Smith lined up, didn't we? I did have it, but he was more than happy to do it. Spoiler alert. A couple of weeks later, gets the Leicester job. I texted him, I said, okay, well, all the best with this, we'll leave it for now. Like you say, there's still so much to do. I still like to do Gerrard, you know. I think I'd watch that. I think Gerrard would be up for it. We'll see. To get his side of the story, because he gets hammered, doesn't he, a little bit. And I think he'd be fascinating, Gerrard.
And finally, me and John did a video here earlier today about the end of season show, Can't Blue Live 2.0. You're not going to be there.
Gutted.
Can you explain why? Because now this looks like Ash has left the podcast and we've gone, no, he ain't doing the live show.
Yeah,
so can you explain how that came about?
Gutted, yeah. So you had a couple of dates lined up, didn't you? And I've got a wedding in Italy, Sorrento. I'm a best man as well. I haven't done my best man speech yet, so fly out on the Thursday the 1st. I was hoping this would be my last swan song. Everyone could buy me a beer. And I'll probably get chucked into a taxi or fall asleep in the corner or something. But yeah, I'd have one last knees up here with all the readers, the listeners. I think it'd be one hell of a party. Regardless, you have Kendrick in here anyway who provide the laugh. So yeah, like I say, I'm gutted I'm missing out. But yeah, got a wedding in Italy. I fly out on the 1st, not back to the 4th or 5th. Yeah. But I'll be thinking of you all. It'd be a massive, great venue here.
Yeah,
it's
so
just
good.
Perfect. So hopefully do them every year, and I'll be back as a fan in the audience.
You're welcome back anytime. If obviously you're going to be going to games still when you can. If we just beat Newcastle 3-0 and you think, I want to jump on the podcast and have a chat with the lads, absolutely more than welcome to do it. We might get you back as a special guest rather than being in the crowd. You'll come up on stage and chat with us through it. So always welcome. I just wanted it to look like Ash has left and now he's not doing the live show, and we've kind of like conspired against him to boot him out. Prior no. Arrangements, it was all a massive coincidence basically. But that's it. This is obviously this is going out today, May the 15th, but this was one of your last proper podcasts probably. Like I said, you're always welcome back, but if you're busy with news and you got your weekends back and you don't fancy it, that's obviously fine as well. We'll have a match preview for Liverpool, your last away game, and a match preview for Brighton.
Still got to work,
Still got to work.
I've got 2 weeks,
2 weeks left.
I thought I was done now.
2 weeks left, mate, sorry. Pre-match with Brighton, and then we might do something after that, but you're gone from early June, and we're off doing the live show, and this could be it, mate. It could be the last one.
Emotional, mate. Don't get me going again. I was crying reading the comments this morning, doing my piece. I had a lump in my throat. I thought, what am I doing? But no, we loved it. 4 years flew by. What a whirlwind they've been. Get me going again in a minute. But yeah, thanks to all the readers, the listeners. Even Saturday, just gone at the Tottenham game, a geezer come behind me, shook me hand. Thanks for all the podcasts you do, Ash. Just them little people bump into you.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's really nice. Such a privilege to be kind of like the fan spokesperson in a way. That's I think Steve sent an email around. You've been a really good supporter, reporter kind of thing. I think I'll embrace that. That's what it's about. So massively thank you. It's been huge. So nice one, Dan.
No, thanks for coming on and chatting to us. I wanted to do something when we heard that you were leaving, we wanted to do something proper rather than a quick 5-minute segment in a match preview or something. Let's give you a proper send-off, seeing as you couldn't come and do the live show as well, which would have been the time to go, there he is, waving off into the distance. Bye, Ash. This has been your life, Ashley Preece. Thanks very much for watching along with this episode. Ash, thanks for your time and your honesty and your genuine affectionate personality towards the club and the supporters over the last 4 years. It's very much appreciated by me and John here today, and the thousands of people that all watched this later on today and read all your stuff. Top man. I would have bought you a beer, but they said we can't serve before 5 o'clock, so water it is. My apologies.
Water it is.
But thank you very much, Ash. Thanks everyone for watching. Send your best wishes to Ash in the comments below. Subscribe to Claret Blue because we've got more stuff coming up without this geezer. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.
Cheers,
Ash.
Awesome. Top man.